Right. Give me 1 minute.
The weave is dying. And forgiveness is dead. I could not give her what she sought. The blessed sisters of Kadai and Kitharai seldom allow prayers to go unanswered. But one should always be careful seeking favors of goddesses. One never knows quite how it will end.
Oh, I mean, we're almost done, so... Alright. We're good. Right. So let's get right into it. If we can. Alright. So yeah, Witch Hunter Captain, let's just start.
Good evening. Made it through another day, eh?
And rewards. Okay. Ah. Right. Alright. Also. I don't even know what was happening there, but whatever. I think if I look at one of these, I can get Franz to say it. Oh, nope, never mind then. Let's see.
Old Albrecht Durnest painted this one. Saw a lot of ridicule for it too, because, as we all know, Skaven don't exist, do they?
Right? Though that is a bit interesting because they are still like this fantasy thing, but whatever. Let's see.
Oh, we've seen
Anonymous.
This might interest you, Saltspire. I've had word that
Interesting.
We've seen a few places like this.
Oh.
Old Albrecht Durnest painted this one.
So he really does only speak with a couple of them. I didn't even know that. I just felt like this one, I'd heard him say it before, but... Oh well. Regardless. Alright, that's it there. Let's go on to the next one then. Oh, shit. Right on to the next boss. Alright. Let's go. 2, 1. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Every Ratman has one eye on moving up a rung or two, and the other on his rivals. So, you're going to Karak Nor, where Clan Festerus set up base. Sneak in, kill the warlord, and enjoy the carnage as they fight for his crown. It always works. Hopefully, the chaos will interrupt the work on the Skittergate and give us more time.
Hopefully. So now we gotta kill a Skaven warlord to cause a power struggle. Sounds good? Right. So that's where we leave, by the way.
Cutting off a rat's head has always been the best way to stop its foul tail from twitching.
Not much glory in fighting, Raki. Kill the leader and we can be done with it. It's a good plan.
Aye.
Yep.
Just try not to wake the whole nest, Lumberfoots.
The fact that this is an old dwarven area is not, well, like I note it. It's notable. It's not lost on me. Just because
Strike it from our path.
I kind of want to explore just a little bit to see if there's any health potions or anything. Just because that bomb was weirdly placed, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. Anyway, it's not like we really need to check everything anyway.
Oh, it still works.
Oh. Never mind. Okay, so what should I talk about today? Well, maybe. Wait a second. Oh, I could talk about the second Gotrek and Felix book because it's all about Skaven. So the plot of that book is there's a bunch of Skaven that are trying to. Well, the book, I should explain, is called Skaven Slayer. It's called Skaven Slayer, and it takes place, I believe, in Nuln entirely. So basically, what happens in it is, give me a second. Alright. Gotrek and Felix, they go on their way to Nuln through the first book. Like, it's kind of just the first book is really an anthology. There's not very much stuff that actually goes on between, well, that links the stories in the first book. The second one has a lot more continuity, and I feel is more permanent to the story, but I don't know. Maybe the first book has a, well, I mean, it's got some stuff that's useful to know about the characters. Actually, the first book, mostly just character development, really. Right, so yeah, character development, first book. What else is there? Alright, so second book. It takes place in Nuln, which, for those who aren't aware, is like the, it's where all the artillery schools in the Empire are at. It's like where you go if you are gonna train to be cannon. It's also where, like, the foundries are, I believe. So a lot of the cannons and, like, the more wacky artillery they have gets made there. And you get trained to use it. There we go. So the Skaven go there and try and take it over. There we go. Yeah, they try and take over Nuln. But they keep constantly being thwarted by Gotrek and Felix. And every time they try and do something, it also backfires on them in some way. Like, it is still causing damage, but it also backfires on them in some way or another every time. But it's pretty... it's interesting, because the very start of it, you're like... not you. But Gotrek and Felix are both in, like, a bunch of sewers, like, trying to clean them out as a job. I forget exactly what happens, but that's when they find out that there's a bunch of Skaven there. Afterwards, they start working as, like, the bouncers of a local pub that's for all these students of the gunnery school. Or at least, well, not for them, but a lot of them go there. So yeah, that's happening. What else? So a Skaven incursion starts happening. They actually work with the owner of the shop a lot. He's a pretty cool guy. I liked him as a side character. As I mentioned last time about Gotrek and Felix, almost every one of them has... Well, the first... Actually, you know what? All three of the first three have Felix, like, falling for some girl who, by the end of it, he's not with at all. So that happens. What else about it? I feel stupid. So that's like a side story that's happening through it. Like I mentioned, it also has the thing where like sickness starts happening, and Gotrek goes to a physician who like practices, not like, I need to stop saying like, I hate that I say it all the time. But Gotrek goes to a physician who practices normal, like, damn it, normal medicine. What is essentially a normal medicine. But he doesn't believe the guy because, well, it doesn't have anything to do with spirits, and obviously all medicine is spiritual, or whatever, I don't know. You know, like, all the stupid shit that people used to believe. God, I said it again. Anyway. So that happens, and that was kind of funny. What else? I think one of the best parts about it, though, is that it introduces Thankwolf, who is this Skaven character. He's a Grey Seer, so he's one of the, like, mage priest guys in the Skaven society. And he has a... he has this rat ogre who is his bodyguard named Bone Ripper, who gets killed by Gotrek right in the first chapter. And... or not in the first chapter, is it? I can't remember. But he gets killed really early on in the book. Gotrek and Felix almost, like, there's an God damn it, I said it again. There's an assassination attempt against them by Thankwolf. It fails. And, they kill the assassins that were sent after them. One of which was... one of those assassins was trained by the master assassin of the clan Eshin as well, and was just killed by Gotrek because he's a dwarf, so he has better senses, and he could smell the Skaven before they got there. And give me a second. Oh, shit.
Is no match for an Imperial steel.
Where is he? Oh, I didn't even notice him. Right. Damn it! And I had just had my next thought in my head. Whatever. Fuck it.
Ratmen, Northlanders. The one deserves the other. Let them stew together.
Alright. Whatever. Right. So what was I saying? Something about... Alright, so they send an assassin out. The assassin is like one of the best trained in all of Clan Eshin, because he's basically the leader of Clan Eshin's protege, or maybe it's the second in command's protege. So, very high ranking, at least as far as the Skaven go. What else about it? So that happens. Oh. And then, okay, sorry, I got my train of thought back. Damn it. So Thankful then decides, okay, well, if I can't kill him even with a bunch of, or kill these guys even with a bunch of assassins, then I can use them to kill my, to kill my enemies. I'll just tip them off to everything that my rivals are trying to do. And that's exactly what they do. Like, god damn it, I said it again. Scryer tries to steal a tank from the Gnome Gunnery Skull, which I mentioned last time as well. And Thankful tips off Gotrek and Felix to it. So, fucking hell. So they're able to find out about it. One of you shoot that fucker! Got him. Jeez, alright. So, like I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted, Thankful sends those guys in, or well, tips off Gotrek and Felix that this is happening. They go in, Alright, tips off Gotrek and Felix that this is all happening. They go in and just fucking kill these guys. Okay, so apparently their shields are just automatic and don't care about me being able to shoot them or whatever. Anyway, yeah, they tip out. He tips off Gotrek and Felix. They go in and stop the tanks from being stolen by the gunner, or stolen at the gunnery school. That happens. Something else happens. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, there's a very funny part in that though, where Gotrek had been talking about earlier in the book about how it was a bad idea that the Skaven used poison, and the dwarves had discovered that if they pissed on a rag and then put that over their mouth, and that's in his words, that the gas that they used, the poison gas, wouldn't be able to kill them, which I thought was really funny. Especially since in that Scryer part, the Scryers start firing poison gas, and Gotrek straight up goes away. Felix like watches him leave, and then comes back with a rag over his mouth. A wet rag over his mouth specifically. So he straight up did what he said. He wasn't joking about it at all, which I thought was funny. Yeah, there was a couple other things. I'm not gonna like say, damn it. Fuck, why do I always say that? Okay, I'm not gonna say what all of the stories were, all the stuff that the Skaven had decided to do to attack Nuln, like all the clans had decided, but it was a couple. I think it was every, well, with the exception of, fuck, I accidentally grabbed that thinking I didn't have the draft, and now I'm stuck with the healing herbs rather than the draft. Whatever. What was I thinking? Something about the healing, not healing draft. What the fuck? Alright, so every clan but Eshin has their own little story, because Eshin gets, like, brought in by... Gets brought in by Thanquil to kill Gotrek and Felix from the beginning anyway. So that happens. What else happens? Thanquil, or not Thanquil. Eshin comes in, does their thing. What else? Fuck. My mind! I can't think at all. Eshin comes in, does their thing. What else? Alright, and then Pestilence, Molder, and Scryer all have their own little stories. And then there's the actual attack on Nuln itself. After that, it goes straight into the third book, which is pretty cool, actually. I like that book a lot. Give me a second. Oh, wait, I can't pause. Fuck, give me a second. My phone fell, so I can't check chat right now. Not that that really matters. I don't think there is anyone in chat anyway. But then there's the third Gotrek and Felix novel, which is pretty good. That one takes place after, obviously. I hear something big. Oh, rat ogres. Give me a second to try and get my phone back here. Yeah, if I can. There we go. Yeah, so the third one takes place mostly in Kislev, I believe. Like, fucking hell! Why do I always use that word? Right.
A vessel of wrath forged from black powder.
The third book ends, I'm blanking out again, with them learning about, right. So the third book ends with them learning about an expedition that's planned to go into the Chaos Wastes, which is this area, I don't exactly know how to describe it. Apparently there's a lot of warpstone there, and it naturally mutates and corrupts everything there. there is a lost dwarf hold there, and they think everyone is dead there. I'm using there a lot, and okay, they think everyone is dead in that dwarf hold in the Chaos Wastes. So there's an expedition plan to go there. That said, they've tried doing that before. In fact, Gotrek was part of the expedition that originally went there to try and find that dwarf hold. Because what they want to do is basically find all the treasure that's still at that hold, take it, bring it back, and basically recover everything that they lost at that hold from Chaos. So they begin the expedition. Well, they don't actually. They go to Kislev, which is the northernmost area that's not the Chaos Wastes, and
Holy
okay.
bless this ravaged body.
That witch
I was gonna wait and see if they used,
Shape up or shut up.
if they well, if Perillian was gonna use her healing items or not. What was I on about? Something about, I'm not sure. Alright, they went to Kislev, which is the northernmost area that's not Chaos Corrupted. You know, I talked about it last time a little bit. Anyway, they go there, and there's this, well, a facility. And this facility has a prototype airship in it. And the dwarves have been making this for a while. There's some lore, like, I think, about a character who's some engineer who went crazy, became a slayer. And I mean, I know it's real because Gotrek and Felix is still canon. But there's a slayer who went crazy, and fuck that. A slayer that went crazy, and fuck, why do I became, well, not a slayer, an engineer that went crazy and became a slayer. That's what I meant to say. Jeez. So that happens. Oh, okay. I grabbed that. Became a slayer and then started inventing stuff, because the way the dwarven engineering works is a bit
taste is worse than the smell.
annoying, in that essentially what they do is they don't allow innovation, really. Well, they allow some stuff to be invented, but it has to go through essentially centuries of testing before it's ready to be actively used. So they have stuff like, actually I'm not sure if they have trains anymore, if that was something that they had, but they do have airships that they don't use because they're still in testing. So their engineering, it's not clan, it's, what is it? It's not, the engineering guild has all of these tech that they don't use, even though they easily could.
One moment.
Instead,
Hessian scum. Sneaky ratty,
Oh,
dead and
right.
done.
Let me just heal up with this. Take that, and we should be good to go. I think everyone is at full health except for Kruber. Alright. So what was I saying? Alright, so I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, right. So actually, I'll wait. Come no for Assassin's Clan thing. Go, I think. Right, so they go to Kislev to get onto this ship, because they don't know how they're supposed to be going through the Chaos Waste without dying yet. They don't know that they're going to be using an airship, because it's not common knowledge that dwarves have airships. Because, you know, they don't really let most other races know what their engineering schools have. That makes sense, and the Empire does basically the same. The Empire is actually kind of funny in that they have what are like clockwork bombs, and have been trying to engineer pigeons, carrier pigeons, to deliver bombs, which is kind of funny and doesn't work. They haven't figured it out yet, but it was a really funny thing I remember reading about. there's also this whole thing about how at one point the Dwarven engineer clan and the or not clan, the Dwarven engineers guild and the gunnery, actually I think it is the gunnery school that does all the engineering school, is it? It might be the engineering school, not the gunnery school. I think they're both in Nuln. Oh, actually the engineering school might be in Altdorf. I'm not certain, sorry. But yeah, that happens. They like get in a fight with each other at one point, which I thought is kind of a funny bit of lore. So, but yeah, so the guild has airships, but they don't really talk about it. This guy made another one, and they go on this journey. Oh fuck. They go on a journey. Are we out to go? Okay. Out of Kislev. The reason, or, well, let me. Cool. They go on a journey over to the Chaos Waste, or through the Chaos Waste, above it. They actually stop a couple of times, I forget why, which adds intensity to it, and they have a Skaven who snuck in. Oh, right! I forgot! They have a bunch of Skaven attack them, because Thankful is still mad, but figures out, oh hey, they have this airship, let's steal it. Well, actually, he doesn't know that it's an airship yet. He just knows that they have something interesting there, and he wants to try and steal it for the Skaven to become, like, popular. God damn it. To become popular or something. He very quickly realizes how powerful an airship is. And I believe even Felix notes how Middenheim, an area of the Warhammer world that it's almost impossible to siege due to how far up on a hill it is, to the point where it's almost impossible to get there, and it can easily have so many supply lines to different areas because of its like system to get supplies up is so big that it's almost impossible to siege the city. But airships would make it almost impossible, well, would allow people to be able to get an entire army up there. It would take humans or really anyone, learning how to manufacture it to a size that would befit their species, and then they could bring armies up to the top of a place like Middenheim, where it would otherwise be completely held off. Or not held off, completely, like, separate. God damn it, I said it again! Fuck! I'm so mad! Why do I keep saying that word?
Made it through another day,
Anyway. Where was I after I checked this stuff? Oh! A better greatsword, I will use that. But nothing much else better. Right, so. 93. Let's see if this goes up any. 94, okay. So yeah, they figure out that they've got an airship. A Skaven goes into the airship as a stowaway, and he starts getting corrupted by the warp stone. I don't remember if he gets found out or not, though. But he's like stealing food from the dwarves. Fuck, I said it again. The entire time through. And just trying to report back to Thankful, who himself was trying to travel through the underway, which is or not the underway. Oh, wait, is it? I can't remember. Is it the underway or is it the... Oh, sorry, the Skaven Under Empire. He's traveling through it in order to get to, what's it called? Oh, fuck, I didn't start it. To Kislev, so that he can basically find out where the airship's gonna go and take it. More or less. And the airship is interesting because the reason they have to take it is because going by foot.
I've had reports of rock blood foraging parties in the vicinity of Usingen. Now, that's bad enough, but it turns out some folk were too stubborn to show a clean pair of heels when it all went south. Now, We can't sit by as the crotchety old fools are being shipped off to Helmgart to be used as fodder for the Skittergate in one way or another. Make your way to Morgan's Loft Farm and save as many as you can.
So yeah, we're on a rescue mission. Like I was saying, though.
Rescue mission, eh? That's the
Oh.
work of heroes, Dory.
Mark my words. We'll find only corpses on these farms, mayflies.
This is what I signed up for. That and the coin, of course.
Sure. Give me a second. Right. So, what was I on about?
Over the fence and onwards to slaughter. Don't get cocky, we ain't done.
Something about.
That draft might come in handy.
Fucking hell! Why do I always lose my train of thought like this?
That's how it's done.
It's very annoying. Let me think. Let me think. God, I'm so mad. Why do I keep forgetting or losing my train of thought? Oh, right. So, the reason that they have to use the airship is because they can't go by foot. Going by foot will get you easily corrupted by chaos because there's all the chaos corruption stuff around it.
And our flaming sword.
Okay. They got that. So instead they go through and use the airship to get through, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Why is my brain like this? Because I can think about this normally when I'm not playing a game, but whenever I'm playing a game like this, I immediately lose my train of thought. I'm so mad. They have to use the airship because if they go by foot, they get corrupted due to the amount of warpstone there is, and chaos corruption as a whole. It'll mutate their bodies, and then, well, mutation naturally makes you start worshipping the dark gods. Instead, they're going over... I've never heard Krillian say that. He's either a Storm Fiend or a whole pack of... Nope, Storm Fiend. Right, what was I on about? The airship. So they have to take it because of corruption otherwise. This, for the most part, is fine. They also put, what's it called on it? A bunch of runes that are supposed to protect against chaos. And, runes to protect against chaos. And what else did they do? I'm trying to remember, I'm sorry. Oh, and because they're so high up, it's able to keep them from the natural... the natural... I forget what it's called. Corrupting force. So they do that, they get away from the looting force. Or, corrupting force of chaos doing that. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad that I can't keep my thoughts in order doing this. Right. So they go through, use that. What else do they do? Fuck. Remember. Right. So one of their biggest worry through all of this is that eventually they're gonna run out of the gas that they use in order to float above the air. You know, basically their helium.
Just one, and I'll get these poor devils.
Right. They go use that in order to stay away from the corruption and the chaos and all that. But they run out of gas at one point and have to stop. Yeah, that's why they had to stop. They run out of gas at one point, have to stop and try and... Or was it gas? I can't remember. But they stop at some point. So that's their big worry. They're also trying to make it to the hold. They eventually do make it there. And not just make it there, they find out that there's a bunch of dwarves still alive there. Dwarves who haven't actually been there all that long. Or at least in their eyes. Because of how corrupted the area is, the time they've been there, to them, they experience it as not having been nearly as long as it actually has been. To the point where some of the people that were young when the hold fell are still young. They think the entire world has been destroyed, by the way. They think all of the world is corrupted by chaos, and are immediately distrustful of Gotrek and Felix, and I think there was other people there as well. I can't remember for sure, though. But they have been fighting this guerrilla war against the forces of chaos in the area for a while. This is interesting, because Gotrek and Felix arrive, and problems start happening. I can't remember if it's because of their arrival and the fact that the dwarves helped them, or if it was happening already, but the forces of the demons there eventually find the dwarven hideout, because they've been hiding in a bunch of secret tunnels and rooms in the hold the entire time, because otherwise the rest of it is completely corrupted. Oh, he took a bomb. I didn't realize he could take multiple. But yeah, the area's corrupted, so there's just demons and everything there naturally. So there's specifically a bloodthirster that's been hunting them the entire time, which, for those who don't know, a bloodthirster is a greater demon of the chaos god Khorne, who is the god of blood and slaughter. And essentially, if you take the traditional idea of what a demon or a satanic thing is like, that's basically what Khorne is. He's god of blood, violence, death, and slaughter. So Khorne does his thing, or the bloodthirster is trying to hunt down all of the all of the dwarves that are still hiding there, because, well, he just wants to kill for the sake of slaughter, and they've been killing all the demons that are there, because in what's it called?
Help yourself to ammunition.
Let me help you, Wutelgi.
Nice. Yeah. Let me get up here. Let me... Oh, fuck. How much is my phone charged? I might be fine without the charger for a little while. Right. What was I on about? Alright, so the Bloodthirster is trying to hunt them down. And I'm going to leave it there. But they, like, have to fight the Bloodthirster. So, you know, it's Gotrek and Felix. You know what's going to happen. At least if you know the stories. But it's pretty cool. There's a lot of, like, there's some other sub-stories that I'm forgetting about on their journey. They're interesting. Oh, right. I'm remembering more and more as I think about it. But yeah, it's a very good book. I was at that point pretty burnt out about this series, though. And I actually haven't read any other Warhammer Fantasy stuff. I've only really read 40k stuff. I think it was around that point I also read Space Wolf. I couldn't remember what the first of that series was called. It's called Space Wolf. It's interesting, I guess. I'm pretty sure it's the first book that actually goes through the process of a Space Wolf being created, though. Which is definitely interesting. Because, yeah, again, I don't think there is any other full storyline where you go through the creation of a Space Wolf. And it's specific, or not Space Wolf, Space Marine. And it's specifically for the Space Wolf Ragnar, who is a Space Wolf hero. Right. Let's just do that. Ah, fuck. Come on, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive. Just keep chopping into them. That's my plan, at least with these guys. Just so that when I get to this guy, I can just do this. Oh, well, fuck. That didn't matter then. We're at least going to get a lot of loot die for this. That's for sure. Let's just cut these guys up and get on our way. But that's definitely interesting, though I think the book overall is kind of boring. Like, Space Wolf, not so interesting. Oh, God, I said it again. Whatever.
Cheers, Barty.
I don't know if I've ever heard him say, "Cheers, Bawden," before, but I like it. So yeah, Space Wolf. The first book, not so great. The second one's better. Oh, you can't hit the body. Second one's better. What else was there? Second one's better, and then... I've also read the first two Gaunt's Ghost books. I actually haven't finished the second book of Space Wolf. I do have to finish it at some point. And I'm on the third Gaunt's Ghost book as well. That series is very good, though the first two are also anthologies, more or less. Well... Yeah, it's kind of a mix. The first book is kind of a mix between an anthology and a story, because it switches between a main overarching story and then a couple smaller sub-stories that happen over time that give background to mostly just Gaunt. But then there's the second novel, where it's an anthology of stories regarding the rest of the ghosts. Like Bryn, Ron, who else is there? I'm trying to remember. Bryn, Ron. Oh, fuck. Shit. I do forget their names. It's kind of annoying, actually. But yeah, so Bryn, Ron, who else was part of the group? Larkin... Oh man, there's so many characters and I keep forgetting. Oh well, there's like Brett and Ron are the most, like those are the biggest ones. There's Larkin as well, who I like personally, and then there's another guy whose name escapes me at the moment, but he's a very, like he's, god damn it, he's essentially Gaunt's second in command. Brandon is notable because he's the youngest of the group. He essentially wasn't supposed to even be there. But he was allowed to join because the whole story of Gaunt's Ghost, they're essentially a regiment that, they're a regiment that was being formed to fight in the Sabbat Worlds Crusade, which is its own thing. I'm not going to go over it now. But their homeworld gets destroyed as their regiment is being formed. A bunch of them get transferred to their ship to go on and start fighting in the Crusade, but only one regiment. They only have enough strength for one regiment, and they don't have everyone they're supposed to have. Like, oh, god damn it, I said it again. They only have, I think, a couple, if not just one doctor. I think they might only have one doctor, and jeez, and that doctor. God, how do I keep just losing my train of thought like this? Let me just kill this guy. Right, so why is y'all vile patron now, Chaos Warrior? So they go kill, or not, they join the Crusade because their homeworld gets destroyed. They have nowhere left to go home to, all that stuff. But since they're serving under Gaunt, who is a colonel commissar, it creates an interesting situation. Because if they can win themselves a planet, which is essentially do enough to basically take a planet for themselves, they're allowed to own that planet. Because Gaunt is a colonel commissar, which for some reason allows him to be able to do that with whatever regiment he's in control of. This creates an interesting situation where they're now fighting to gain a new home for themselves. There was an interesting part in the second book, though, where they discover a planet that was once the world that a regiment much like themselves had taken over, but had then been lost to Chaos, who had taken it over themselves. There's some other stuff that happened, I'm trying to remember. What actually else did happen? Alright, let's just, that'll do. So, they go ahead, and join up with Crusade. They don't really have much of a choice anyway. It's, ordained by the Emperor that they have to be part of it.
And by
well, more or less. It's really ordained by whoever started the crusade. They join up and are essentially trying to fight to get themselves a planet for themselves. It's a good story. I like it. Yeah, the first book is actually great. I love the little twist about what's important about the planet in it. It's such a good book. Also, like all the lead up to the betrayal of the other regiment against the ghosts. It's so good. I love it. It's great. I do like, however, how the second book, because the first book is very self-contained. It doesn't add much story to the ghosts, but it does add... Fuck. They should have freed me quicker. But it does add more story to... But it does add more story to Gaunt himself. So the second book adds more to the individual fighters, though, of the ghosts. It kind of gives more motives, more like how they think, how they act, what they're all doing it for, who they are, their personalities as a whole. Boy, look, it's payday. So that happens. What else is there? There's that first book. Oh, the first book, like I was saying, is very self-contained. It doesn't go over much else other than its little story and all the stuff that leads up to said story. Especially how the two regiments, Gaunt... Well, actually not the two regiments, but Gaunt and the rival regiment, how the rival regiment's commander hates Gaunt and why and all that stuff. But it's good, it's good. I like how it goes. As well as the little twist that they have with... Actually, I'm not going to go over it, because if I say anything more, then you'll realize what I'm talking about if you read it for yourself. And it's a very good book. I do recommend it highly, because it's just quality. It's well written, and Dan Abnett, he writes good stuff. He also writes some bad stuff, but he writes a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Well, I mean, at least I've liked what I've read from his so far. But I do know he wrote the Ultramarines book, or not book, movie. So, yeah. Oh, one of the next things I have to read is his what's it? Is it Hammers of Ulrich, I want to say? Is the next fantasy book I have to read, other than I think it's Dragon Slayer, that's the next Gotrek and Felix book I have to read, because that's actually the next fantasy book I'm going to read. But, well, actually I own Hammers of Ulrich, I don't own the next Gotrek and Felix, so I might be lying here. But I do have to read another one soon, or not have to, but I'm going to read another one soon. And those are the next two on my list. But I still also want to read the... How do I get up there? Is it... I'm being dumb. Right. But I still have to read like some more fantasy stuff, all that. What else do I have to read for Warhammer Fantasy though? I have to read Necropolis. That's the one of Gotrek, or not Gotrek and Felix. That's the one of that's the third God's Ghost novel. I also have to read Last Chancers, which is the next. Oh well, it's for the 13th Legion. It's a book called 13th Legion, or a series called 13th Legion about like Penal Legion of the Imperium. It's also 40k. It's just I have a bunch of stuff I want to read. That's basically what it comes down to. I'm just rambling, but I also want to read a lot of rule books first. That's what I have first for my intention. But it's also I read Warhammer stuff by its release date. So I'm currently at 2000, the year 2000. But there's a couple other things that I do have to read that are set prior, and I didn't realize I was supposed to read them, since sometimes I retroactively read stuff, because I've gotten through all of 1999, which isn't a lot of books compared to stuff that gets released later. Still, rule books for all the game systems, or well, not all of them, but a lot of them, from 1997 and on, with the exception of Necromunda, because I wanted to read that one as well. Well, not just rulebooks. Actually, rulebooks as a whole are fine. It's lore books. It's, well, basically anything before the release of Black Library, I don't read because no quality control. I've mentioned this before. That's how I do with reading stuff. Am I gonna have enough energy to keep talking? Let's go on for at least another half an hour, maybe more.
Good evening.
Part of it is my nose is very much stuffed up right now, which I'm not a fan of, but I don't have much of a choice. All right, let's see. Okay, we got some stuff. Let me switch out because I found out the leveling, or not the leveling, the item system means that I'm pretty sure I have to open it after I've gotten new, or after I've equipped new stuff, or it won't register that I own better stuff. Because it takes into your account your current current weapons, or your current item power, which is actually starting to get up there now that we're starting to get stuff. Oh wait, was only one extra thing actually better? Oh, it's a repeater crossbow. I fucking hate those. They're not good. They don't do almost any damage, and they don't fire very fast. Just, it's whatever. Let's move on to the next. Damn it. Okay, Empire in Flames. Oh, that's a Mordheim rulebook, I think. I believe it's the only other one aside from the first.
Listen, the town of Usingen's a smouldering ruin.
I'll stop and then I'll talk.
From what we gather, the Rookbloods are using the Baron's Manor as a storehouse for all the grain and loot they've pillaged. Your job is to blow the manor sky high, and do it soon, because there's an army of those sick buggers on their way to collect their spoils. You'll need black powder, and you'll find it in a mining emporium close to the manor.
Okay, so the what's it called? I just want to check this area out. What is this? Oh, is this the same? Oh, have we been doing this all in the same area? Like all the whatever.
Will be an act of justice as well as war.
This won't be easy. Usingen's a chaos stronghold now. They'll have the supplies well guarded.
The Rotbloods shall not keep that which they have stolen.
Oh, that wasn't great. What was I saying? I don't know. What was I saying? Fuck. Alright, so 1997. That's the earliest for magazines, though. Specifically, White Dwarf, because that's the only one of the magazines that I'm reading that happens to start at 1997. All the rest are afterwards, with the exception of, I believe there's some other magazine that I'm debating on whether I want to read, because I'm not sure if it has any lore in it or not. And that's the reason I'm reading them. It's all the lore. It's all the only reason I read any of this. Because I find the lore interesting. Very interesting. So there's that. 1997, because that's about where the quality control for me is, or at least where I believe it starts beginning. And then there's Inferno, which is an anthology. Well, kind of. It's more like a book of stories. Not book, a magazine that's just a bunch of different stories set in the Warhammer worlds, both fantasy and 40k. So I also want to read those, and Warhammer Monthly, which is their comic book kind of expansion to Inferno. And I've read Warhammer. I've read a couple months or issues of Warhammer Monthly. It's pretty good. I mean, it can be. Sometimes it can be a bit boring, but I do know at least 2 characters from that are still canon. Stern, who is a Sister of Battle, introduced in it, and who else? Carl Jericho, who is a bounty hunter in Necromunda. He's still canon as well. So there's those characters. I believe both of them actually have their own novels now. But they started from comic books. So there's them. There's Inferno, which is like all those short stories and novellas, which I'm interested in reading eventually. What else? What else? There's that.
Listen, assassin.
We can wait. We can wait for them to pass and then go through. I'd rather not fight them. Right, so. There's them. What else is there? I think that's it, actually. Well, eventually I'm going to start reading the stuff for Battlefleet Gothic and... Yeah, that's better for me. Battlefleet Gothic and Epic as well. Ow, shit! I've got to read that rulebook as well! I forgot. That one will actually be kind of fun, though, because that one's all about Titans and shit. Oh, I don't remember if I put Imperial armor on stuff. I'll have to check. That doesn't matter. But yeah, I read all the rulebooks and stuff. That's fun. And all the supplements, or at least I try to. Stuff like, what is it? Xenology. Like 40k... Fuck. I said it again. 40k Xenology. But any other supplements that are in it as well. It can be cool. Or the... primer. The Infantryman's primer that exists. The actual one they made and released, which is cool. Because I do know they talk about it and stuff. But yeah, that stuff, I don't know. I just like Warhammer lore is really what it comes down to. I don't know very much of it, though. I've only been reading it for about a year now, and I've only finished about a year's worth. Though, to be fair, a lot of that's because, oh hey, look, there's new rulebooks that you've just learned about that you didn't know about before. And new other stuff like Warhammer Monthly. Time to read. So yeah. But those magazines, I think, are the only other thing that I haven't started reading that I'm aware of. That I'm aware of existing, at least. Where is he? Oh, it's him, not the...
The gunrat is dead.
Jeez, okay. Gun rats are scary.
Some of the dead deserve better.
Give me a second to itch. Some. Some worse, right? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I think that's actually all I had to say about that. So, and that's all I have to say about that. I don't know. Warhammer lore can be really interesting, but it's annoying to get into. I'd say if you want to get into it, one of the easiest things to do is to start with. Well, it depends, because I know how to get into Warhammer Fantasy lore really easily, because that's what I got into first. I accidentally... Okay, we're good now. Because I got into that first, and then into 40k. But I got in through watching lore channels explain stuff, like Luton... God damn it. Luton 09 is the best lore channel out there, as far as I'm aware, for getting into 40k. Fantasy, I don't actually know what lore channel to use anymore. I don't know. You can choose whatever. There's some out there that are good. There's one in particular, though, because I was actually looking to see if there were any more lore channels out there for fantasy. Because, I don't know, I got a little bit interested. I wanted something to listen to while I was trying to troubleshoot stuff. And there's one of a guy who actually goes through the... Give me a second. Fuck. The rulebook, I believe 8th edition's rulebook, or is it 7th? I can't remember. And talks about the lore through it. And that's interesting, because that's kind of how you're supposed to originally learn about all the lore of the different factions. And then, ones you're more interested in, you're supposed to buy their army books and, like, paint them and field them. Alternatively, you could be like me and just try and get their codexes, in the case of 40k, or... Well, I guess I don't buy any of them, because I read all the older codexes and rulebooks. But alternatively, you could, like, find them and then read, or preferably buy them if you want modern lore, and read them. And that's how you can learn more about the individual factions. It sounds like there's, storm themes.
You
which
hear that?
works pretty well.
An armored rat ogre.
That's a sport beast. Move me, bite.
Ah! That's the idea. Gotta move.
Help to all and confusion to our foes.
Well, I can wait for him to do his thing. Is he still here? Yes, he is. Where are you, you son of a bitch? There we go. Fuck. I have no idea where that assassin rat is. Oh, cool, I got it by shooting him. Alright, so there's different ways to get in. One of the best for fantasy, though, actually just straight up the best for fantasy, is to read the Gotrek and Felix novels. Oh, those are a really good introduction after you've learned some basic stuff about the universe, or not universe, about the world. After that, though, you can really do whatever. That was for Carillion, but whatever. It's fine. Let's keep going. So that's the thing. What else is there? I don't know. I think that's probably good, actually. 40k is different, though. I'm not exactly sure what is a great way to get into 40k, because to me, I got in through Space... Well, I started reading Space Wolf and Gaunt's Ghost. Gaunt's Ghost is... It's... I don't know. If you like Richard Sharp, probably good. Probably a good way to get in. Because it is essentially the Richard Sharp of Warhammer. The Gaunt's Ghost stuff is. It's very cool. I like it a lot. But then there's... Oh, what else is there? What else? Not... then there's Space Wolf, which is... I feel that was made more for fans of... Who already kind of like the lore of Warhammer, rather than to introduce you to it. Because it's more about, oh hey, this is how a Space Marine is made. Here's a character that people who are fans of Space Wolves like. It's Mr. Space Wolf himself, Ragnar Bloodmane, or Blackmane, though there are more Mr. Space Wolves. But yeah, he's a notable Space Wolf. So people know who he is, or at least a good couple of them do. In fact, that novel had an excerpt taken in the 3rd edition Space Wolf Codex. There's actually an excerpt from that novel put in it, which I liked. I liked reading it because I'd already read the book, so yeah.
All we need now is something to fill it with.
What else was there? I mean, so it's good if you already know the lore a little bit, because it kind of goes through some of the more specific stuff about how a Space Marine is made, especially in the case of the Space Wolves, because, oh, that is different. But it's a good different. I'm actually getting kind of hungry, so I'll want to be eating soon. I need to reorientate when I do my streams. Oh man, I don't know if I can really talk for 2 hours either. Whatever. It's also that I ran out of topics, so I'm kind of trying to find something to say, but I don't know what. But that's so both are in a way a good starting point, but also not really. I will say, Horus Heresy is an awful starting point for Warhammer, because it doesn't quite work, I don't think. Because unless you know what's going to happen, a lot of the impact is lost on you. A lot of the well, if you don't know how the 40k universe is going to end up, a lot of the impact of what happens in the Horus Heresy is lost. I feel like you should also maybe read the Horus Heresy before you read any of the Beast stuff. Where's the black powder we're supposed to get for this? Oh, right. I mean, I say that and then I already saw it and it didn't register. Right, anyway. I should probably pick up that draw. What the hell? Where's the one that's supposed to be over here? Oh, it's over there. Alright. I just didn't want to pick it up because I had a bunch of temporary health that I... Oh, wait. Oh, one of them used... Fuck. One of them used their potion so they didn't need it. Right. Oh, never mind. Just so they know. Loot die. Usually you don't pick those up. Come on. Alright. Come on, guys. Let's get up here and take some stuff. Right, whatever. If they're not gonna come up and help, I don't know what to do. Oh. There we go. So they're not. Oh, Horus Heresy is not a great start because you don't know what's going to happen with, or if you don't already kind of have a good understanding of what happens to the Imperium, it doesn't quite work. I don't know. It's just not a good start, really. That's just what it comes down to. It also was, when I first started reading it, I didn't understand what was going on in the slightest, because I knew nothing about 40k at that point. Or, actually, I didn't even start reading it. I started an audiobook of it, and I didn't know what was going on. Simply, I didn't know what was happening. How do I even get up there? Oh, here. This is how we get up. Jeez. Okay. Trying to think. What else? Horus Heresy, not a great start. I don't know much else about... Oh, fucking hell. Oh, because I accidentally hit the barrel, so I did damage to him. Well, whatever. There are other barrels we can pick up, probably, hopefully, I think. So yeah, fantasy, start out with Gotrek and Felix, 40k, I don't know. There might be one actually... Oh, wait, never mind. I remembered that, what is it? Black Library itself has... What the fuck? Oh, Underneath Us, that's it. Black Library has a whole thing where it goes over, or not goes over, I think they have a section on their website where you can see stuff that's recommended for beginners or something like that, something along those lines. So, using that also works. Give me a second. Right. So, stuff that's recommended for people who are just trying to get lore, something like that. I think, at least. I might be wrong. So you can start with that. Again, don't start with War of the Beast. Don't start with Horus Heresy. I know both of those are on there. Do not start with them. They're not good starts. At all. They're just not good starts. Let me try and get this other barrel. But yeah, there are other stuff you can try and use as starting for it. But those two should not. I assume one of the others in that list is probably a good idea. I honestly don't know. I don't know what's on that list. Because I do remember seeing it, and it might not be there anymore, is part of it as well. But I do know it exists. But Horus Heresy is something you'll eventually get to, I believe. I don't know what else to say. It's just Warhammer. I should read more lore is basically what this is saying. I need to read more lore before I stream more of this game. Maybe. What the hell? Where even is it? Up maybe? I honestly don't know. It's not in here, but... Oh, never mind. Let's just, there we go. Right, Barden. Heal yourself up, boy. Where is this? Is it... It's below again, isn't it? Fucking hell, let's just... Let's just go. Right. So, I've still got more stuff to read. It's interesting. The lore is interesting. Some of it. Some of it's not. Never mind. Looks like I don't get to use it. Because that fucker hit me while I was holding the barrel. And it caused it to go off somehow. Fucked if I know. Whatever. I'm just... Let's just get this over with so I can eat. I think that's part of it as well. I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore because I'm tired from working all day. I just kind of want to break as well. It's a lot of stuff. Maybe I should start streaming later as well. I don't know. Let me pick up the barrel and not let it explode. That's all that I want right now. Is to just get the barrel where it belongs. No. No, no, no. Maybe it would work better if I just threw it. Picked it up. Threw it again. And just kept doing that. Alright, alright, alright. We should be good. We should be good. Come on, come on, come on. Just go in the barrel. There we go. There we go. Oh, jeez. Oh my god. Go. Okay, okay. Let's just get this through. I'm so done. Okay, that's actually pretty cool, the manor. Okay, maybe there's other lore stuff I can talk about. Maybe some race, some faction. Part of me doesn't want to even start because we're about done with this mission and I just want to eat and not deal with this anymore. Oh, stuff is falling from the... Or, well, stuff must have gone up into the sky and is now falling. I should maybe give my... heal. Oh, no, Barden's got the ability to heal. He's just not doing it. That's fine. He can go down whenever, I guess. Let's just keep running. Maybe there's something small I can talk about. No. Oh, okay, I can talk about a Warhammer Monthly comic I read. That works. So there's a... Since it's kind of an anthology, there's some stuff that gets carried through. But there's a couple of stories that are just self-contained, short stories. They're all nice, and they're in the form of comics. There's one that I think might be referenced in the painting here. I'm not sure. I talked about it last time. About how there's... In the story, there's a carnival that goes around the Empire, and it's controlled by a bunch of followers of Chaos. Let's just run all the way across. But yeah, it's controlled by followers of Chaos. So those followers... There you go. Okay, what? Those followers are followers of Tzeentch, who's the Lord of Change and like trickery and all that, you know. And they have a carnival. This carnival, they go to places and try and trick people to start worshipping Chaos by, well, doing carnival tricks and all that. And specifically do it on some holy day for Sigmar or something, I think. I think it's Sigmar. And they corrupt everyone in the village but the local Sigmarite priest. He, however, figures out about this and kills, I believe it, I can't remember if it's actually a success for, I can't remember the ending, if he kills them all. No, he didn't kill them all. He kills a couple of them, though, and then he looks into this mirror that's supposed to show his greatest desires or something like that. I can't remember. And instead, Tzeentch, I believe, kills him and makes him go insane or something like that. And then the carnival travels on, I think. It's been a long time since I read the story, but it's pretty good. Warhammer Monthly has some quality stories. And that's one of them. That one's pretty good. That's... Oh, God, I'm so tired and hungry. Right. So, like, that... And it's a good story. I think it's so, at least. And, yeah, that's basically the whole truth of it. It's just... They were worshippers of Tzeentch all along. I mean, that was obvious that they were Chaos worshippers. But it's so cool that the Sigmarite priest like goes through, gets out a hammer, kills a bunch of Chaos worshippers, then gets killed / corrupted by... Wait! Oh, I can't remember. Fuck, I literally cannot remember how it ends. I feel like he destroyed the mirror, but I'm not sure anymore. I can't remember, because part of it is, I feel like he won, but another part of me vaguely remembers them escaping or something, and I'm not sure which is true. I can't remember. I think that actually makes it better, though. I can't remember if he got corrupted or if he won. So if you read it, you're not going to know the ending either, because I can't remember it. But that does kind of make me want to go back and read it again. Yeah, that's it for today. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I need to go eat. Oh man, this isn't anywhere near 2 hours, but I don't have the energy to keep going today. I'll stream again later. Not today, but in the future. Thanks for joining me. I'm gonna try and maybe start streaming at a different time to account for this. We'll see.